It doesn't look anything deliberate, does it?
Nothing man-made though, is there?
Nothing deliberate.
The Isle of Man's littered with stonework, demonstrating how different cultures came here and reinvented the island's language, religion and art. The best examples are across the island at Maghull, where a collection of stones show how Christian art evolved over hundreds of years, including the turbulent 10th century when Vikings settled on the island, bringing their pagan beliefs.
Scandinavians didn't have a tradition of sculpting stone, but amazingly they take it, adopt it and adapt it, and the vast majority of the examples on the island date to the period after the Scandinavian settlement.
So what's this one?
Well, this one's broken, but almost certainly it would have had a cross at the top of the sculpture, because we have a number on the island where we have crosses at the top and Scandinavian imagery.
So is it pagan imagery?
Well, yes, there's some interesting figures here. There's profile of an otter here. It's holding a fish in its mouth, and there's a little figure down here holding a stone in its hand. That represents the god Loki from Norse mythology, casting a stone at an otter eating a salmon, which is from the Sigurd mythological stories.
So you've got a Norse myth on a cross which is Christian?
That's absolutely the case, and the Sigurd story is particularly significant because one of the most famous scenes in that story is that Sigurd kills a dragon and roasts its heart, and to test whether it's cooked or not, he sticks his thumb into the dragon's heart. It's very hot, so he sticks it in his mouth. And at that moment, after he consumes the dragon's blood, he can miraculously then understand the words of the birds. And it has been argued that there may be a parallel between that and the Christian Eucharist, where we have enlightenment through the consumption of the body and the blood of Christ.
So is this a case of the Vikings weaving their own myths into the Bible myths?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you can almost regard this sculpture as a teaching aid where someone is showing that there are parallels between the two different belief systems.
This fusion of Viking and Celtic culture also had an effect on the island's architecture.
Ah, now you see, yes.
And Andy now believes that the construction techniques used in the keel suggest it's post-Viking from the 11th century onwards.
At the moment, we seem to have a very nice face on the inside, but a very raggedy face on the outside. This wall, as it stands, is simply not wide enough to stand.
The more I look at it, the more I feel that maybe these long walls might have an inner leaf that's stone, and then you've got a turf bank, effectively, providing mass to make sure that the stone walls inside don't spread.
Anyway, it doesn't still give me great cause for optimism that we've actually got a corner.
Hello, my name's John Gator. Time Team is fan-funded by Patreon. This vital support helps us to make new episodes. Joining Patreon gives you access to exclusive interviews, 3D models and masterclasses, plus lots more.